Hi everyone, thank you for joining my live. Gonna give everybody a couple of minutes to join, and then we're gonna get going. Thank you for joining. I am always on time, pretty much within 1 minute for my lives. My lives are every Monday at 12 p.m., every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Great feelings to you as well. Sorry, you said greetings, but I read it great feelings, and that's just as good. Great feelings, greetings, love and light to everybody, and a blessing for everybody joining this live and everybody in our group. Please do not call me during this lives. I do not take calls. I just declined somebody's call. If you are doing the challenge and you want to talk to me one-on-one, or you have a question that you want to talk about, you can book a one-on-one call with me, but only if you're doing my work of manifestation, the 60-day challenge, and you're part of our group. I just want to see how everyone's doing tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk quite a bit on the SPs. We're going to talk about our view on love, our view on ourselves. I'm going to take your questions and sort of take it from there. Remember, our premises, everything always works out for you all of the time is my favorite one. And I always get what I want or better. Possibilities and miracles are the same thing. The supply is infinite. We only need to fine-tune our ability to communicate with the universe. If you guys didn't watch the video I posted about half an hour ago, it's all about how gratitude is a code in which we communicate to the universe. There's many other codes in which we can communicate to the universe. Do not worry about why people because I get these questions, why do people who are not such great people, they're always ungrateful, they still get what they want? It's because they consciously or unconsciously have found a way to speak to the universe and draw forth the experiences that they want to have. What can I do to stop overthinking? I need to make a video about that, Queen, because somebody else asked me about anxiety and overthinking. I just want to stay on topic. I got from my regulars a few questions this week, and I want to address them. And they all have to do with men. We have like 3 or 4 women who have asked some questions, so please stay tuned. And I'm going to talk from a relationship perspective, from a valuing yourself perspective. In order to manifest your SP or manifest any great relationship in your life, you have to value yourself high. If you have an SP, you have to value yourself higher than you value him. Okay, I don't give any names or it's all anonymous if you want to write to me. But basically, this queen has been doing the work for over 60 days now, my 60-day challenge, but she's just been working through the affirmations and raising her value. And all of a sudden, she's noticed her relationship is no longer working for her. So basically, she's been with somebody for close to 2 years. He is not proposing yet. He's telling her that he's not really financially stable enough to propose to her, what have you, right? And then she's saying, I don't know, I'm sort of feeling like I need to get out of this relationship because I see myself as married and this is my manifestation. I'm going to get married. I want to start a family and etc. So I want you guys to understand that when you're doing this work, whatever doesn't vibrate with your energy will simply start to crumble, right? You will clearly see things that you haven't seen before in all your relationships. 2 days ago or yesterday, I did a video on how this manifestation work will end some of your relationships, including friendships. And we had a few people put in there, yeah, I had a friend for 10 years and we just broke up our friendship. And I had a friend for 30 years and I just saw what a narcissist she was. And all of these comments, okay? Because when you do this work and you raise your value, you will clearly see, you'll become less confused and you'll clearly see sort of where the blockage is. And many times the blockage are people within our relationships. There's people who are holding us back. They're holding you back from your potential, either by feeding your overthinking, either by feeding into the collective consciousness, the negative, either by confirming your old paradigm of all men are crap and they all cheat eventually and whatever it is, right? So the back and forth is it's a feed loop mechanism, right? That your input is the output and the output is your input, and you're going in circles here. If anybody felt like their relationships were going in circle, this is why. So this queen is saying her relationship, he's saying he's not financially prepared to get married. So here's what I told her. I told her, you're beginning, as you're raising your value, what's happening here is you're beginning to see that he has no problem, while he's not financially stable, enjoying you and enjoying all the benefits that come with having you on a full-time basis. But he doesn't want to commit to you now that he has no money, because why? He plans to enjoy his money later in life with somebody else, or what's the deal? Because the way he should approach this is, I don't have any money now. I'm so grateful you're with me. And I promise you I'll work hard to make money. Please marry me and I'll spend it all on you when I have it, right? Because she's with him when he doesn't have the money. So the point is, this is like relationships one-on-one, right? But the point is, this becomes painfully clear when you're doing the manifestation work. When you're doing the work and telling the universe, I'm valuable enough for a man to commit to me and want to work hard for our life together, right? So when you're making those kind of affirmations and you're seeing the man next to you telling you, oh, let's wait like 5 more years until I become financially stable, and then maybe I'll put a ring on your finger. That becomes very discrepant. And if you don't listen to that discrepancy as your instruction to move on, if you have fear is fate, right? Unfortunately, fear is fate. Fear is the fate into the negative outcome of your decision, right? So you're thinking, if I break up with him, I have the fear that I won't even meet another guy who can enjoy me. Like, what are you afraid of? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm trying to say? When you raise your value, you can't stand this anymore. You can't stand this, and you can't be afraid, because whatever's coming is gonna be at least as good as this, right? Which is what you have, what a guy who wants to enjoy you full time. What is it that you're losing? Let's think about this. Okay. So, if your relationships are starting to feel very uncomfortable, know that this is normal, and that's your instruction to move on. Anything that is meant for you, even if you break up with somebody, a better version of them will come back to you as you're raising your vibration. But you cannot manifest that better version of them while you are in the situation where you have been devalued. Another queen writes, she has always been of the mindset that she attracts protectors and providers. And she has attracted 3 of these relationships, longer term relationships, where the men have been protectors and providers. But unfortunately, what she realized in the course of this work, she said to me, and she thanked me for this, is that she thinks of herself, I don't earn as much as them, therefore I'm not at their level. So this just occurred to her, that all her relationships crumble as soon as she thinks, yeah, these men are great, they're high level, I'm not really at their level. So pay attention to this, because the paradigm that can ruin our relationships, like, you can do all the affirmations that you're loved and adored, and you meet protectors and providers, but when you meet them, you could have one belief that could make it all crumble, even like a good thing crumble. So in her case, she had 3 of these relationships, 3 similar men. They all eventually tell her, you're too good, you're too smart, you're too beautiful, and we don't want to be with you. And every single time before this happened, she had thought of herself, I'm not really at his level. I'm not earning enough. So I hope this is not the case for women on these lives. I want you guys to know, because I have a relationship account I haven't posted in a while, but basically I tell men to protect, provide, and prioritize women. And the idea is, if they don't do that, you're not going to be able to step into your feminine. You're not there competing with your partner in the relationship. Okay. You're not like, oh, I'm earning 100 grand. Now I'm earning 80 grand. I got to like step it up. It's none of that. Everybody brings their own value in the relationship. And that value is oftentimes nothing to do with the monetary value for a woman. I had a friend who always believed rich people loved her, and they did, but she didn't see herself, right, as rich. Okay. So she probably crumbled these relationships, right? So it's the same as in the story that I'm telling from this woman who wrote me. Finally, I had another email from somebody who said, I started the work and somebody asked her out, somebody she knew. And then right before the date, he tells her, actually, basically, I changed my mind. He said it nicely, something like, we want different things or something like this. But that's even before he took her out. So, of course, that's like highly insulting, right? But she said, because I was doing the work and I know I'm attracting the version of the kind of man I want to marry. I was actually glad this happened because I was like, okay, so he wasn't it. So it's a scratch. Sometimes events, the way you perceive an event always has to be that it's the unfolding of your manifestation. If she's manifesting a husband and this guy asked her out and then he changed his mind, well, he's a scratch, right? Yes, she's not wasting her time, but she's not wasting her time in her own mind either. Like she's not going through the loop and saying, oh, why did he change his mind? He found somebody better than me. There's people who are better than me. Those women get husbands. I don't get husbands. I can't believe this happened to me. It's going to be the same with the next guy. It's great because he wasn't, I'm manifesting a husband, and whoever cannot be my husband will be removed from my reality, will simply bow out of my reality. Right? So in a situationship, is it because deep down I don't feel like I'm the best option? What do you think? Do you think you're the best option? Are you the best option for him? Do you think that? You might even think you're the best option, right? But then you might think, I don't know, you could have like one of these weird thoughts. Women who don't have a 36 double D cup, like for their bra, they're always cheated on. Something stupid like that, right? Something stupid. You see, the problem is most people take their input from the output. So when somebody treats you badly in a relationship, you're taking your input from their output. So the output is, you see, this is what this queen who wrote to me decided no longer to do. Just because he changed his mind about the date and sent her a stupid text about it, she did not take the input from the output of that situation. She's like, great, he's not the husband I'm looking for. Good thing I didn't waste my time. She didn't internalize that. So, Megzi, sorry, I don't know, because you guys all have different usernames than the names that you actually have when you email me. So if you're taking your input based on the way he treats you and you don't realize that the way he treats you has to do with the way he treats you, right? Don't take your input from that. Just raise your value and he will treat you differently. But usually people can't do that from inside the relationship because we're taught to take our input from the output. The best way is to remove yourself from the relationship and come back to it anew once you have raised your vibration. Right? It's very difficult to deal with somebody day to day while you're raising your vibration. They're ghosting you and it's pulling you back. You're taking one step forward and you're taking 2 steps back, etc. So I just want you guys to know that while you're doing this work, if anything needs to crumble, let it crumble. Best way to ignore 3D. This is a loose question. You just basically got to understand that 3D is an output. You have to convince yourself in your mind that 3D is the output of your inner. That's how you ignore it. And in fact, I don't even suggest you ignore it, right? Because in my guide, I have a clear tab where you tie the 3D on the thoughts that you have. You have to understand why it unfolds the way it unfolds, right? You have to be able to tie it back to a thought, a dominant belief. 3D is really the result of what's happening inside. And if that's the result of what's happening inside, it's telling us what's happening inside. It's very important for us to make this association. Let's see. I see coaches who encourage taking breadcrumbs and just seeing it as feedback. Keep persisting. Maybe I'm missing, just doesn't feel right for me. No, we only take exactly what it is we want. And until then, we're just working on ourselves. How to manifest being married ASAP. Why are you want to be married ASAP? ASAP introduces a time pressure. Time doesn't exist, so it's confusing the universe. The universe being the formless substance, okay, guys? So I think I need to say this on every live, okay? The creator, us, the formless substance that does not care if you're good or bad and doesn't have a time in mind. So I want you to not be married ASAP. You're just staying focused on the vision. Did you do your life in images with the engagement ring, with the wedding dress, sequentially with your baby, in your life? Can you describe in a 5-page your day-to-day life? Now, describe today you being married with 2 kids at home in a 5-day journal page. And if you can't do that, you're far from that reality. Can we really change your reality? Can somebody else on this live answer that, please? We 100% can change our reality. When you ask that question, you are so far from your power that you were given, right? No, I said before, put a deadline so that your brain understands that this is a goal that must be achieved by a certain time. The way she asked the question is, I want to be married ASAP. There's time pressure. There's time pressure. When I said put a deadline, I said make it realistic for your brain. Like if I want to be in Hawaii, I gave myself until January of next year. Do you see the difference here? I didn't say I need to be in Hawaii ASAP. Like that's pressure. I have no pressure. Between now and then, there's plenty of time for the universe, but I also forget about it. People who think I want to be married ASAP in their mind, every day they're not married. Every day there's one more day that passed and they're not married. While when I say I'll be in Hawaii before January 1st, 2024, I'm not thinking of it every day. I even just thought of this as an example. I haven't thought about it today or yesterday or the day before. I didn't observe the absence of me being in Hawaii. Wondering if you have a schedule and go live. It's random. It's not random. I live my life on purpose. I know you just joined. It was in my intro email to you when you purchased my challenge. I go live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do nothing random. We only get the best of what we deserve. Okay, so we're clear, right? We don't stay in relationships that feel like they're about to crumble or they feel differently once we start doing this work. We can't stay in them. We can't have any fear of what's next either. Next is a better version of the person that you're with, but you got to give it time, like 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever it takes to distance yourself, or somebody new and even better. Or both. People who are doing this work oftentimes report that, all of a sudden the SP wants them and they have other love interests. They report, I no longer even want my SP. I want, I didn't even know that once he was gone, I could have better. Yeah, because your vibration is intensifying to I'm wanted, I'm loved, I'm adored, right? It's pushing away your SP and now it's attracting all these other people. And now, you realize as you open up that, hang on a second, you're creating these opportunities, right? Of course, there's a lot of men who are praying for a woman like you. Whoever you are, there's at least one man who's praying for a woman like you, and the other way around, right? There's a woman who's praying for a man like you, if there's any men on this live. And this is normal, right? The point of the manifestation work is working to match that vibration of you meeting them and them meeting you, the opportunities that you're creating. And then a lot of people are like, oh, all of a sudden, I don't understand. I didn't get this interest when I was 25 and now I'm 35 or 45. And, I get more men interested in me. Yeah, because it has nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with that. Right? It's like things that didn't happen to you before will all of a sudden happen to you. This is normal. This is a result of your work. And actually, if you're saying, I don't know what's going on, you're actually once again denying your power. Okay, because when something good is going on, you're in the middle of this work, you have to associate it with your work. You have to. That's how you're telling the universe, yes, I'm making this on purpose. Yes, this is how I'm creating, right? This is why when someone sends me a success story, I'm never like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Amazing. No. Normalize this. That's why I always say normalize. This is normal, right? You thought about that horse that we're doing. I got like 10 horse manifestation this week. I expect more, by the way. Somebody yesterday, I put this on the group. Somebody said, I thought about the horse and then I'm like, I'm in the city. I can't manifest it. And then I went to pick something up and I got lost. And I got lost. And when I got lost, I saw 2 horses and she sends me a picture, right? Like she got lost in order to find her manifestation. The universe will figure it out. You don't need to think where you're going to see that horse. You don't need to think where you're going to meet that husband. Just focus on the husband. Okay. Focus on being married. Focus, write that 5-page, like from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay. On a Saturday, let's say you're both at home. What did you guys do? What did you do all day? You went to Costco. You were intimates in the evening. You're watching Netflix for an hour. You're changing the diaper. He refused to change the diaper. Then you said, I'm so annoyed with you. Write like a normal day to day of you and your husband. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Is there any questions? Sometimes I have so many questions I don't go through. I don't get a chance to go through. You're amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Okay. What's the best way to manifest good body and exercise more? Okay. So we can talk a little bit about the body. If you guys don't know me, in May of last year, my weight used to fluctuate. So I was like, I'm tired of my weight fluctuating within 10 pounds. So I'm like, I'm just going to set it to a certain manifestation. By this time, I was really into the manifestation work. So I set it to something. It was 126.6. And it's been that. I have like video proof. I have photo proof. I've done videos on it. I'll keep doing them maybe every 2 months. The key is never measure every day, right? But here's what else I was able to achieve. I was able to achieve muscle definition just by like, I do yoga twice a week. Okay. But that's not going to define your muscles. I've been doing that for a long time. So I was able to sort of see my body. I have a full size mirror in my bedroom, like a full length mirror. And in the mirror physically, I would look naked and I would energetically reshape my body such that I see a certain muscle definition, a certain trimming on the thighs, a certain, like, I would basically reshape it energetically. Okay. And then when I went to bed, and this is not like an obsessive everyday thing, right? Then when I went to bed, I did this again, right? So look in the mirror to whatever body you have. And now understand that it's all an energetic scaffolding expressing itself, right? So it's golden light of exactly like a building scaffolding. If you've passed by that, you know what that is. It's what it is energetically. So now you just have to rearrange that scaffolding, that energy, sort of like pierce through whatever extra layers are there that you don't want. Okay. With this, just by arranging, and always imagine them in gold. Okay. It's a gold thread of energy all around your body. And if this is too wide, okay, just push it in. Okay. Like, and sort of like with my abs, like the definition was like, I was playing with these waves of energy. Okay. If you guys are not into this work, you're going to think I'm nuts, right? But listen, I like the way I look, right? Like, so I don't really care if people, don't understand this, or they don't want to do it the easy way, or, and this will take You know how long it will take? It will take as long as it takes your mind to believe it can be done. This is why when I tell you to set your weight, I say set it to something very specific but very believable. So let's say you are, you know, I don't know, 150 pounds and you want to be 130 pounds. Well, don't set it to 130 pounds. Set it to, I am 144.4 pounds. And the moment you step on the scale and you see that, it's such a success story, right? That you immediately can be like, this is great. And this is what I asked for. Now I'm going to provide you the different instruction. Go back to the scaffold, trim some more with the light, with the laser, with the energy. Okay. Now I am 138.6. Okay. This is how you do it. Do it step. You need success stories. This is why I do my weekly manifestations, because your brain associates the work that you do with the results that you have. And so when you have a result, when you see a flamingo, a horse, a turtle, $500, whatever else we manifested over the last 2 months since we're doing this, your brain will be like, yeah, okay, I understand more clearly, I understand more. And people are able to do it faster. That makes sense. Got it. I'm still working on avoiding mirrors, on not avoiding mirrors. I'm not understanding that. Oh, you're avoiding mirrors currently. No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Your body is just an expression of the formless substance, right? It's just an expression. If you don't like the expression, you got to change the source. And you, who's you? You, the spirit, right? The creator, the formless substance, us. And the analogy is the spirit, the soul that executes, and then the 3D, the body. You, by the way, you can choose to be disconnected from the spirit. That's how most people operate in this world. They're completely disconnected from the spirit. They were never trained to do this work. They're not religious. They're not that all religious people are connected to the spirit, but when you're not raised into the any faith, when you're not raised to understand that a connection is necessary, when you're not raised to understand that your spirit is what operates through you to shape reality, then it's very difficult to make this transition of I create my reality. Well, how do I create my reality if all I am is material? It doesn't make any sense, right? It really doesn't make any sense. You've been disconnected from the spirit since, I don't know, since when, right? We're trained the opposite of what people used to train. Do you understand that? Like people used to train their kids, and I'm sure in like cultures that have achieved, think about like your house and tell me honestly, how long do you think your house is going to last the test of time? The house you're in right now, like 100 years, 150 years? I don't think anything that's built now will last like 150 years. Let's say 200 years, 300 years. Let's be serious now. Okay. Now think about all the structures that you're observing from the old world that are there since the, I don't know, 1600s, 1800s, the pyramids 5,000 years ago. Why is it we no longer know how to build things? Like, how is it that those people had clearly more knowledge, right? They were trained differently than we are trained. Very, very different set of, and it all had to start with a certain knowledge, right? They didn't have stronger bodies than us. They didn't have, it was none of that. It was just more knowledge. What is the difference between soul and spirit? So if you, the soul is an executor. It's what connects to the, so once again, the creator, the formless substance, and us. And the analogy is the spirit, the soul, and the body, and the 3D, right? So the spirit, it's what imprints will into the formless substance. And the analogy of the formless substance to your own world is your soul. Your soul goes out there, like, for example, when you sleep. For the spirit, you need to be awake, okay? Because you need to provide it with conscious instruction. You need to tell it with your feelings, with your images, with your speech. You need to tell through the spirit what you want. And then it's the soul that sort of, they say it detaches from the body. I don't want to get into that whole metaphysical thing. But when you sleep, your soul goes and connects to this formless substance. I call it the universe, the field, artificial intelligence, whatever you want to do it, like pre-programmed intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Okay, it connects to that and it brings forth the circumstances. Is sort of like the personal analogy of the formless substance. That's the difference between the soul and the spirit. Again, spirit must be acted on with intention. It's not something that happens when you're passed out. Let's see. I started imagining a 3D version of myself in front of me and opening veins, improving circulation. That's a great way to instruct. It's the same work that I'm talking about with the energetic scaffolding. It's just done a bit differently in imagination. Guys, the most important thing to realize in your manifestation work is that your image, your speech, and your feelings have to match. You'll catch yourself. When I started on this, and you know, I catch myself even now, but when I start, it was really obvious, okay? Because I would have an image of what I want, but I would just, when I would talk to a friend, I would pretend I didn't want that, you know, just in case I don't get it. I didn't want to be humiliated. I'd be like, no, I'm okay like this, you know, this is much better. You know, the way things are. Do not speak against what you envision and what you know feels right for you. Do not speak. Okay? Do not agree with someone on, let's say, a political statement if you disagree. All of this creates incoherence. If you don't agree with something, the best thing you can do is remove yourself from that conversation, from that situation, from that person. Otherwise, by engaging, you're gonna be incoherent. Is everybody clear on that? The same way with money. I don't know what this refers to. Money is a man-made concept. It's not a natural phenomenon. So it works a bit different. I have a video on that. With the money, it's better not to envision a certain amount of money. It's better to envision what you would do with that money, how that money would change your life. I have a lot of people buy my challenge and they say, I want to manifest, you know, 20,000 a month or 30,000 or whatever it is. And I asked them, like, are you clear in your mind as to how your life would be different on a day-to-day basis once you have that income? Because everything would be different. If right now you're making $500 a week, right? And you want to go to $5,000 a week for $20,000 a month, your life will be completely different. What you have to do every day, how you have to interact with people, probably what house you live in, what car you drive, how busy you are, all of that would be different. Are you able to envision how that is different? I need to get a full length mirror now. You know what? You should. I think this really helps. Okay, we talked about soul and spirit. We talked about, let's see, image, speech, and feeling was such an eye-opener. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. A lot of people don't realize that they would envision something and it's about to happen or it's in the works, but then with their speech, they give a different instruction. And all of that previous work is canceled. I want you guys to understand that the amount of energy you're exerting when you're creating something, just to have it all nullified by your speech, which is so powerful, or by your feeling of discouragement or what have you. If you only could see this going on in the background and realize how much you've self-sabotaged yourself, I think there's a reason we're not allowed to see it, you know, because, you know, you just want to like, anyway, you wouldn't be very happy with yourself. How can I manifest a second chance with my SP, even if there's a third party now? What third party? When you focus on what you want, what you don't want falls away. I had a friend who drove me nuts, my God. For months and months, she showed me. She'd like text me photos from the third party's Instagram. I'm going nuts. I'm like, not only you're observing it, you're forcing me to observe it. I bet you he's going to marry this girl, and he did. Because we kept observing her being everywhere with him. I said, block her, please. She wouldn't block her. She wouldn't block her. It's just you and your SP. Please watch my videos with the SP. I went nuts. I did like 3 or 4 videos with the SP this week. When you have an SP, is is in a sense harder than when you just want love, right? Because when you're thinking of someone specific, you're automatically placing them high. Automatically, right? He's a person you like, a person you admire, a person you respect, you want to be with. It's like more of an aspiration because you're not with him now, right? So that automatically puts him up there. And you, from down here, you got to raise your vibration to meet him, or you got to lower him. The way you lower him is you nullify his existence. You ignore him. It's going to be much harder for you to rise, because while you rise, it might happen that he may indeed move on with the third party or what have you. So what I want you guys to do is to just forget about their existence. I know, guys, these concepts are so simple. Okay. If you listen to Neville, it's so simple, but the reason people can't just do Neville, okay, it's too simple. You don't understand, like, but it's hard to do. It's hard. Like, what do you mean forget about his existence? I mean, like, delete. And after you delete, it's you, it's only you, like, when you are doing this work, walk in a crowd, go to Starbucks, go somewhere where there's men. Okay. We're mostly women here, I think. Go somewhere where there's men and see how their attitude towards you is different when you're doing this work. There's a lot of people tell me this. Okay. Oh, I noticed so much more interest. I noticed, like, I'm going to gym now. I didn't even get this interest 10 years ago when I was 10 years younger. What's going on? Well, what's going on, the way they see you, it's also the way the SP sees you. You just need to take him down. Okay. Like, take him off where you place him, please. SP pops into my head every day without thought, but it doesn't feel emotionally usually. How can we nullify your SP? I really want to nullify your SP, Ashley. Like, I think, like, things are going to flow a lot better once you promised me you're not going to look at his stuff, or we have to block him. Stop putting them on a pedestal and put yourself there instead. Yeah, this concept is simple, but how? People are hard. They say it's hard. It's very difficult. It's like undoing a whole belief system. So I don't want you guys to be hard on yourself, okay? I don't want you guys to be like, oh, why am I not getting this? This is so simple. You're not getting this. It's not that you're not getting it. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do that. Go through the exercises, go through the day-to-day. Forget about your SP for now. Just freaking manifest that horse I asked you to manifest this week. I want to say 8 or 9, I counted, actual horses. People have seen actual horses so far since Monday. We need to have way more than that. Way more than that. Okay, forget about your SP. If you can't do the horse, you must do the horse. You can do the horse. Freaking manifest the horse. Manifest the horse already. This is a good question. How do I live in the end if I have to forget about him? Because when you want your SP, it's not really the SP that you want, okay? What you want is to be, it has to do with you, okay? All our desires have to do with us. I want to be happy, married, whatever you told me in the email, have 2 kids, 2 dogs. I can't remember exactly what you said. These are things that you want because you think they will make you happy, and they probably will, right? Your husband, your 2 kids, your dog will make you happy. But the only reason you want them is because you are trying to produce a feeling of fulfillment inside yourself. So the reason you forget about him is you forget about him specifically because it's an obsessive thought that's a roadblock. And what you're doing instead is you're living in the end of you having fulfilled that feeling. Okay? So in your mind, nullify him for a second. Okay? Just wake up with, him or two arms holding you. Okay, you're with your back, you know, you're like, it's your husband. Why? You see his hand, you see he's wearing his wedding ring, he's holding you, you're feeling so safe, so fulfilled. Every day you wake up with a kiss, you know, every day you're like, you're having, but do not see his face specifically. What you're manifesting is this being in the end, being in the end. Your kids hear your baby cry in the other room. This is what living in the end is. Do not scratch him, the obsessive him that you're obsessing over. That's what I'm saying. I have seen, so see, I know who's doing the work because pretty much everyone who's doing the work has the circle and infinity symbol next to their name. Please put that while you're doing the work so the rest of the group can recognize you. And so I also know when you're putting a comment that you're doing the work. Let's see. I want to go back a little bit. I've seen so many guys looking at me and Shannon is doing the work. Yes, you will change rapidly. You'll change this. And know this, I don't know, I can't remember if you have an SP or not, but know that this is also happening. The imprint that you're having right now in your 3D into the other people's minds will be different for your SP, will be different for everybody else. I still haven't seen a horse. Well, it's only Thursday. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself, Adriana. You always put pressure on yourself. It's Thursday. And anyways, time doesn't exist. By the way, I still have people say, like, I've seen the flamingo. You know, I can't believe it's happened to me. It's been 3 weeks since the flamingo, or 4 weeks. Once you set an idea in your mind, it will happen. Did I tell you guys that week when I said, for all of us to do a free coffee, how long was that? Like, was it like 4 weeks ago? Something like that? Must have been 4 weeks ago. And I don't count the coffees that, you know, if you guys have a major success story and you send me a $5 coffee, I don't count that as a free coffee. Okay. So then I'm like, I haven't manifested my free coffee. Why haven't I manifested my free coffee? And then I was like, okay, let me just forget about this. Like, I just forget it. I guess I'm just not going to get the damn free coffee. Right. So I'm driving, like today, I went to my Starbucks, as I do every day, and I order my coffee, and there was a delay. So I get to the window and I want to pay. And he goes like, well, you know, there was a delay, so the coffee's on us. And I'm like, I immediately purposely associated that. This is what I said to myself. So some things take a bit longer because I probably obsessed about this free coffee. And I probably in my mind back then made an association that I had all these coffees from you guys. So could that have been my manifestation? I was overthinking it. And then now when it happens, I'm purposely like, no, this is the free coffee that I manifested from 4 weeks ago. And it came now, which means, very important point, everything we're putting in our mind now will come. But the timing has to do with letting go. Okay. By the way, that week we had the biggest number of success stories. Pretty much everybody manifested free coffee. So, very important. Even if you see a flamingo now, okay, if you've been doing this work with me from weeks ago, associate it with the image that you created. It might take a little longer than you expected, but the free coffee is coming and everything else is coming. So if my free coffee is here, then whatever else I put out there must be on its way. You know, as soon as I forget the damn thing, I gotta forget it. Like I forgot a coffee. Ashley says my walk was twice as long last night. I'm feeling better. I'm so happy. Ashley's getting married next year, so I'm really excited for her. The only thing I haven't manifested since your challenges is the damn yellow cap. I guarantee you it will come. But if that's the only thing, you've done pretty good. Thank you so much. Guys, don't waste your money on this little things. You want that feeling he gave you. Okay, I just want to see. Oh my God, I'm so behind. How am I manifesting the best life possible? More weight. This question is too loose. Maybe because I can't imagine a yellow cup. Oh yeah, if you can't imagine something clearly in your vision, it probably won't come. This is why, you know, when I say I'm going to Hawaii, I start printing out specifically photos of Hawaii, right? Because it's not just like every other beach. It's not like, it's not yellow, but thank you. It's the weirdest thing. Just wanna, hold on a second. Thank you so much for the cap. Ashley, we expect invites to your wedding. Well, I definitely gotta be invited, that's for sure. What are your thoughts on scripting? I script all the time. That's how I got my weight, by the way. Oh my God, I'm even cute as a man. Thank you. Thank you for that hat. So I scripted nonstop, and in my video that I put, I scripted for maybe a month and a half, 2 months, but I kept going even after I achieved that specific weight of 126.6. I kept scripting, like, I am 126. I weigh, my body weighs 126.6 and all of that. So scripting is very important. Just don't make it obsessive. Make it as, scripting is about two things. One is your ability to express the life that you envision yourself in. Okay, that's why I told you, you got a script on 5 pages. What you did today is the version of you who is married with children, if you're single, and that's what you want. So one is a method of expression, of saying it. The other one is a method, the other reason to script is a method of reinforcing in writing. And written word is powerful because you're writing it, you're seeing it. And as you're writing it, in a sense, we're speaking to ourselves, right? So when you're writing, and you're able, just like in a good book, you detach yourself and from the 3D and you're like lost in the book. When you're writing, the same thing happens. You sort of live in that reality. So it's all aligned, the image, the speech, which is the writing, and the feeling. So that's just reinforcing that idea in your mind. I am 126.6. I have visible muscle definition. I'm chiseling. I'm able to chisel my body with the energetic laser beam. I am moving my scaffolding, like my golden thread scaffolding around my body to shape it differently, or to increase, to decrease, to do whatever it is I want to do. I'm going to script 5 pages. Yeah. You should be able to script 5 pages on what you did today in your ideal life. Yeah. And look, if you run out of things, thank you so much. If you run out of things to write in there, you just sort of got to know there's a disconnect. You know, your mind is actually not able to envision that life. Because if I tell you to write 5 pages on what you did today, you probably could, you know, and if I say be extra super detailed, and then on my live, I said this, and then I washed the dishes, and then I dropped the soap, you know what I mean? Like there's always stuff to fill 5 pages with. So you should be able to do that, right? Imagination. Otherwise, your input is from the output, is from outside. Your input has to be from the input, from the spirit. If you've try to think if you're disconnected from spirit. Try to sort of sit with yourself and see if maybe a lot of people have sort of moved away from religion and separated or associated religion with spirit and all of the divine, and sort of be like, I want none of this, right? Try to sit with yourself. If you're not able to manifest anything, this is the reason why. There's gotta be, it's like a car, the engine's running, but there's nobody behind the wheel, right? There's nobody behind the wheel. The spirit has to drive the car. You have to be conscious for the spirit to have a will. And do not use all your energy, your force, on just moving the body through space and time. This is what happens. It happens to a lot of us, right? We're disconnected from spirit, or we were disconnected from spirit. We are exerting so much energy in our day-to-day life, in driving the car, getting involved with the other people on the road, getting to work, being in whatever it is. Let's say you're a writer, you're writing articles, being in that world. And so your whole energy is to just live the day. And this is not why our energy is, the majority of our energy should be for creating. Do you see what I mean? Like, we are trained in the society to just focus our energy on What day is today? Thursday. Energy is all on Thursday. If all my energy is on Thursday and I'm going to exhaust it all on thinking, I'm like right now I'm on my live, but I'm using my energy to think, what am I going to do after my live? And what am I going to do after that? And then I need to take a shower. And then before 10 o'clock, I better call my mom. And you know, if I go through this loop process, that's me pushing my energy into the predictable future, into the date. How can I create from that? Should I read my scripting pages every day? Should I let go completely? Let go completely. Do not. So in the challenge that I gave you guys, and scripting is in addition to that, not instead of that. So people often ask me, should I read, as I'm doing all my entries, should I read them over and over again? And please be very clear. You only write them based on the inspiration you have in that moment, and then you forget about them. Okay, the only thing you read over and over are your premises. The 6 premises I set out for your life. And one of them is, you know, everything always works out for me all of the time. Right? So those things you read over and over. But if I made an entry, I'm 126.6 pounds, I'm not going to go over it again. Tomorrow I might be prompted by spirit to write, I have defined muscles in my abs and everybody compliments me on my clear skin in the body section. Get it? So I'm not going to come back tomorrow and reread that because now I'm on day 3 and my instruction could be different. Just forget all of that. But what I'm going to read every day is everything always works out for me. Everything that I write down comes true. Everything just comes true. My God, you know, like I could go back to I have books and books and I don't have one now, but if I go through it, like you'll see, I have scripting journals. Like sometimes I go through that and I'm like, oh, I have done that. This came like, oh, this happened, you know, this, oh my God, you know? And I'm always like, it's normal. It's normal. I'm normalizing it, which at the time it seemed, you know, like a far-fetched kind of goal. You know, like one goal was like, I want to be published in a certain business magazine. It's got nothing to do with manifestation. And I want to write 5 articles for them. And sure enough, that year I only wrote 4. But, you know, before that, I was never like published in this business magazine and you had to have achieved something to be published. And I was like, I'm reading this like 2 years later. I'm like, oh my God, I did have 4 articles that year in this magazine. Do you see what I mean? Like you just write what you want. Like I'm not obsessively, I have 5 published articles. Like I'm not, it's just kind of like you connect the dots looking backwards, but not looking forwards, you know? It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful when you read your old journals, but you can't reread your scripting now. And use scripting again, either as a way of expression, you should express the life that you can have, or as a way of reinforcement. I saw the horse. I know you did because you sent me a message on TikTok about it. I remember your username and I posted it in our Facebook group. I know you did. You were the 9th person, I think, who saw the actual horse. So I'm just really excited for all these horses that seem to be coming out of nowhere for everybody. So Adriana, scripting is your favorite part of the day. Talking about you only. Yes. We're not talking about him. Who? It's just you. Everyone's interested in you. You're unforgettable. Everybody who's ever dated you cannot be okay without you. Cannot. Dude, they just, my God, they're going to have dreams about you and they think about you. They're going to compare everybody to you. And eventually they'll have no choice but to look for you. And you'll decide then if they're still the one or not. That's how it's going to work going forward for you, Adriana. Mona, what's your favorite affirmation? Everything works out for me all of the time. I always get what I want or better. Those are my 2 top ones. So pay attention that in that thing of, so in the first one, everything works out for me all the time. There's a lot of letting go there. Letting go of the how. In the second one, everything works out for me sorry, in the second one, which is I always get what I want or better, the idea is I might not know what the best thing for me is. And I'm also letting go of the how. I want something kind of like this. But if there's something better, I'm making room for that. I'm humbling myself that I might not know my highest and best interest. So those are two very important paradigms that are hidden behind those two affirmations, which I made as, I believe, the first two premises in my challenge. It has no choice. Wow. Okay, the hour passed by really, really quickly. I do want to do the I am affirmations because they're very powerful. I feel like we have people on the live today that would benefit from it. So maybe I want you to close your eyes today for this part. I'm going to read the I am affirmations. Then you're going to open your eyes and we're going to do the I am a winner, which is a separate part of it. That's how I end every live. And then you're going to put your phone down and just be in this energy for a little bit. The I am a winner part, you have to do with your eyes open and you have to tap with me. For this one, please close your eyes. If you don't want to participate, you can drop the live. We'll be done in 2 minutes. Repeat after me or just internalize this. I am happy. I am powerful. I am prosperous. I am selected. I am capable. I am incredible. I am strong. I am put forward. I am lucky. I am a joy. I am able. I am rich. I am wanted. I am generous. I am accepted. I am smart. I am promoted. I am focused. I am recognized. I am the one. I am a blessing. I am success. I am chosen. I am a leader. I am healthy. I am protected. I am creating. I am abundant. I am perfection. I am harmony. I am the best. I am what people want. I am a gift. Put your hands together. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.